Coming up on the show, is there a superstar shakeup inbound to fix the unbalanced WWE rosters? Is WWE blackballing a former talent for working with AEW? And a top star on Raw has picked up yet another injury.
Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe. Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk Trustworthy News. I am El Fakador Laurie Blake, and we've got a very important announcement coming up at the end of this episode, so please stick around. But first, let's just crack on with the news, shall we? Because just when you thought you were getting a handle on what was going on with WWE, we'd reached that sort of comfortable post-honeymoon period point where if you turned on SmackDown at any point, you knew you'd be seeing Reigns and Corbin going at it, or if you're watching Raw, your main event is definitely going to be some combination of Seth Rollins' Stockholm Syndrome squad versus Kevin Owens' Chunky Chappies. Copyrights on those names are all pending. I am of course being quite sarcastic because the bookings, the rosters, I think you'll agree, are in need of a bit of a shake-up. Fortunately, that's exactly what might be happening. Wrestling journalist Tom Colohue reported back in December that a superstar shake-up was planned for after WrestleMania, and he's now reporting some firmer details about what might be happening. Colohue said that the changes will be made to address balance issues on the current Raw and SmackDown rosters. For instance, the lack of faces on SmackDown now that Miz has turned heel once more. Daniel Bryan is sort of portraying a bit of a tweener character, not quite full yes movement D-Bry yet. Whereas over in the Raw women's division, Becky Lynch has basically beaten all of the competition quite handily, to the point where every other woman seems stupid. That is why Shayna Baszler has now appeared on the scene and started to sort of chew her way through the competition. Tom also reckons that multiple NXT stars will take the lateral to Raw or SmackDown, name-dropping Rhea Ripley getting a trade after her Mania match with Charlotte, and the Undisputed Era, who have been victims of one of the largest gold heists in WWE history recently. Now, if Adam Cole were to lose at TakeOver Tampa Bay to, say, a Finn Balor, an appearance at Mania or the Raw after could well be on the cards for him and hopefully the rest of his crew too. Colohue says, as ever, plans are subject to change, but this is the working plan at the moment. Now, if you're looking for freshness in the realms of NXT though, losing some superstars might not exactly be the way to do it. So here is a fun opinion from Ryan Satin. In my opinion, NXT needs their next big program. Not sure Gargano Ciampa in reverse is quite it though. People will hate to hear this, but I think the ace in the hole is Kyle O'Reilly turning babyface and feuding with Adam Cole / Undisputed Era. I mean, Kyle did look kind of bummed out to have lost his air guitar in NXT this week. Maybe he could be a one-man band, pick up all of the golden instruments and become Undisputed O'Reilly. One other way to refresh your shows is bringing in new talent or even older talent who haven't been seen in a while. But that would involve being on good terms with them, wouldn't it, Laurie? Yes, it would. Hands up who thinks WWE is good at that. Don't all rush at once. For instance, back in December, Vickie Guerrero made a guest appearance on an episode of AEW Dark, joining the commentary team alongside Excalibur and Joey Janela. Now, WWE naturally caught wind of this because it was on YouTube. I'm sure they do YouTube. And not because they see AEW as competition or anything, but they've seemingly blackballed Guerrero as a result. On her Excuse Me podcast, she said that I had asked to interview some superstars for my podcast, and they found out I went to AEW, and now they don't even talk to me. She said that before she'd appeared at AEW, things had been okay in terms of her relationship with the company, and negotiations for her to interview some WWE talent were actually going well, but she did reveal they didn't call me for 2 years. I haven't heard from them. What did they expect me to do? Just sit here and wait for them to call so I could do some work? Again, this is kind of another case of WWE's really weird approach to loyalty. We once hired you, so you should remain loyal, even if we're not currently paying you or ever actually made you a proper member of staff with health benefits or anything. That's what loyalty is. Wrestling. Vickie closed with, I love wrestling, I love to work in the ring, and if someone is giving me an opportunity to go and show up and have some fun, then I should be able to, because I'm not obligated to anyone. I saw that I pissed in their Cheerios. So be it. I mean, to be honest, pissing in their Cheerios might explain why they don't call you anymore. We just need to quickly thank He's No Jackass Dano for being an awesome pledge hammer on Patreon. Thank you, Dano. Sticking with WWE's talent problem, there's also the not insignificant matter of injuries to the current roster, because it appears the Raw squad have been struck yet again. Pro Wrestling Sheet are reporting that Samoa Joe has picked up another injury, this time while filming a WWE commercial. Now apparently a table spot went wrong and Joe hit his head, which could take him out of action for a considerable amount of time, though no official timetable has actually been given. Dave Meltzer then followed up saying that the knock to the head could have left Joe with a concussion. This raises so many questions. The top of the list is, why was there a table spot in an advert? Don't they have hundreds of hours of medical records showing that that's not a good idea to just do for a laugh? And also, why then give that spot to the guy who's been blighted by injury since moving over from NXT and only recently came back from a supposed concussion? Because Joe was shelved with a broken thumb from September last year until January 2020. He also then reportedly suffered a concussion in a tag match at the end of January, taking him out for another couple of weeks. And now this, I'd say, is adding insult to injury, but it's just adding injury to injury. And it's also one of those things that could just be bad news for any of Joe's future pushes if Vince decides that he is injury prone, which he likes to do, which, to be fair, for the first time ever, he'd have evidence to suggest. The quantity of Joe's injuries aside though, that still doesn't just take into account all the stupid things you asked the person to do that got them injured, like, hey, you want to do a table spot to sell these WWE branded Pop-Tarts? What's that even got to do with Pop-Tarts? Hey, just go through the table, Joe. On the more positive end of the injury spectrum though, i.e. recovery, let's talk about Cain Velasquez. Because Wrestling Inc. are reporting that Cain is back at 100% after having his knee scoped. You may remember that Velasquez was pulled from a WWE live event in Mexico City late last year due to reported knee issues. It was said at the time that he'd been suffering for some time before that, so it may have been why he lost to Brock in such short shrift, as the plan was always for him to go and have surgery. The Mexico dates were kind of more of a bonus added on to the end of that. Wrestling Inc. are also saying that Cain is reported to the Performance Center and is expected to be there for the next 2 weeks as he prepares for his next big match. Fortunately, that means it looks like it will neither be in Saudi Arabia or against Brock Lesnar, so I've got my fingers crossed for that Cain versus Cain, the name on a pole match that I always wanted to see. Up next is our big announcement, so stick around.
Definitely not a huge waste of money, 12 letters. Adam Blompier. Dead, buried, unmourned, 13 letters. Screen Stalker. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Legends whisper of a YouTube channel. Lost to the sands of time. Created by a man with a fluffy upside-down head, it would prowl the Jurassic Savannah with videos like WWE 2K20, My Career Part 16, unmissable content. And just when you thought that its visual acuity was based on movement like T-Rex, and if you don't move, you don't watch it, it'll go away, you're attacked by the 2 movie first impression videos. You didn't even know were there, and they slice at you here, or maybe across the belly, spilling your intestines. Point is, you are alive when they start to eat you. But what about this channel? Lost, dead, buried, leaving nothing but dust, bones, and Pokemon Sword and Shield impressions videos, again, unmissable content. Its creator, the man with the upside-down head, this egg fisherman, vanished, never to be seen or respected ever again.
This is because of the list hype videos, isn't it?
Yes.
Point is that Screenstalker's been a little bit quiet recently.
Lost to the sands of time.
It is not dead, thank you, Annie Lennox. There's actually a few... But actually some exciting developments have been in the works. You may have noticed that Ollie and Luke have been popping up on Cineworld's YouTube channel recently. That's because we have sorted out a deal with them to do some YouTube content for them, including a weekly film show with Ollie and Luke starting very soon.
Hang on, Mumford and Bald. Are you telling me that the movie aspect of Screenstalker is going to exist, but just over on Cineworld's YouTube channel? What about the rest of the channel, Laurie?
Let me tell you, Adam Bieber, because it's going to be rebooted like a wrestler being sent back to developmental.
I understand that because it's a wrestling reference.
So starting very soon, it's going to be out with Screenstalker and in with PartsFUNknown. The changeover to PartsFUNknown has already happened, so all of the sort of news and list content that you'd expect from WrestleTalk is going to stay on WrestleTalk's channel, but over on PartsFUNknown you're going to get a bunch of other wrestling-based content, just hopefully that nobody else is making.
That's right. So we've got No Rolls Barred, which is going to be an RPG tabletop D&D style show set in the fictional wrestling world. We're on the set for it right now. It's going to be amazing.
We've got an Explain series that's going to take you through the history of wrestling, how matches are booked, how do they do all the things, how do they not get hurt, how does it work, Adam? I don't understand.
There's going to be wrestling gaming with us playing games against each other with terrifying punishments like hair versus...
Yes. Screen Grapple's going to be returning, starring me and not the Super Saiyan.
PartsFUNknown is live right now, and the first video is up under the new brand, and it's my first fantasy booking video, which is about Kurt Angle's illegitimate son. You love my booking videos, don't
I do
you,
love
Laurie?
your booking
Which one's your
video.
favourite?
The one about, what's his face? You know the guy.
Yeah,
him.
that's it.
I love that one.
Great, thank you.
No, just cool.
It's good to feel valued.
Cool. So what are we waiting for? Head on over to PartsFUNknown, which was formerly Screenstalker, and subscribe right now.
And how do we end this video?
I don't really know. I didn't really write an end to it. Just assumed people would have left when we said go and subscribe.
We could kiss.
We could kiss.
Wow.